Welcome to Tell Me More Stories Told as podcast.
Hello.
Today, get ready for, well, an adventure, really, into the life of a storyteller who conjured a world that genuinely captivated hundreds of millions.
We're moving past the dry facts today.
Exactly. We're diving deep into the fascinating journey of J.K. Rowling.
We've gathered quite a bit of information about her life, her inspirations, the impact of her work.
Our mission, really, is to piece together her story, uncover the most compelling moments, the insights into how it all happened.
Let's do it.
Okay, so, starting at the beginning, Joanne Rowling, born in Yate, Gloucestershire, 1965.
Right. And you know that detail about her parents, Anne and Peter?
Oh, the train meeting.
Yeah, meeting on a train from King's Cross Station. It just feels resonant, doesn't it?
It really does, like a little bit of foreshadowing for Platform 9 3/4, years before Harry Potter was even a thought.
It's like the seeds were planted early on in her early life, moving around, Winterbourne, Touch Hill, her school experiences, St. Michael's, then Whiting.
Where she wasn't always happy, apparently. She mentioned being bullied.
True, but also finding inspiration, like from her English teacher, Lucy Shepherd. Those things shape you, don't they?
Absolutely. And the name Potter. Just because a family nearby had that name. It's funny how these small things stick.
It is, and that first story she wrote, age 6, about a rabbit.
Inspired by Richard Scarry, I read. Shows that urge to create was there from the start.
Definitely. But it wasn't, a straight path to becoming the J.K. Rowling. University wasn't English literature.
No, it was French and classics at Exeter. Which is interesting. Maybe not what you'd expect for a future fantasy novelist.
Well, maybe practical considerations. But you can imagine how studying classics, languages, it all feeds in somehow.
Sure. And then her jobs after graduating. Researcher for Amnesty International, that stands out.
It really does. Documenting human rights issues in French-speaking Africa, that's intense work. It must have given her a profound understanding of, well, the darker sides of humanity, but also resilience.
And all this time, she was still writing, wasn't she? Trying to write adult novels.
Yeah, unpublished ones. But the drive was clearly there, simmering away.
Okay, so then comes the moment. The famous one.
Yeah.
The train.
Yeah.
1990.
Right. The delayed train from Manchester to London, and bam! Harry, Ron, Hermione, just appearing in her head.
Almost fully formed, she said.
Yeah, and the fact she didn't have a pen or paper, it's almost symbolic.
Forcing her to just, build it all in her mind for 4 hours?
Exactly. Letting it take shape internally. It's an amazing origin story for the idea.
But the reality around that time, it wasn't quite so magical, was it? There was real hardship.
Oh, absolutely. Around the time she moved to Manchester, her mother passed away from multiple sclerosis.
Which she said deeply influenced the writing, especially around themes of loss.
Definitely. And then the move to Porto, Portugal, teaching English.
And a difficult marriage to Jorge Arantes. It ended in divorce after her daughter Jessica was born.
Yes, and she's spoken about experiencing domestic abuse during that period. It's a stark contrast to the magical world she was creating.
Returning to Edinburgh then, as a single mother, facing poverty, needing government assistance.
It's hard to imagine, yet she kept writing, famously in cafes like Nicholson's.
Just needing a warm place to sit and focus. That determination is incredible.
It really is, building this huge, detailed world while dealing with so much personal struggle.
And then actually getting it published. That wasn't easy either.
No way. She finished Harry Potter and the Philosopher's Stone in 1995, and then rejection after rejection.
How many was it?
12 publishers turned it down. 12.
Wow. It just shows, doesn't it? You need that belief in your own work.
Absolutely. Finally, Bloomsbury, and Barry Cunningham specifically, took a chance.
And gave her that now famous piece of advice.
You'll never make any money out of children's books, Joe. Oh, the irony.
Incredible. And she got that grant too, didn't she? From the Scottish Arts Council.
Yes, which was vital. It helped keep her afloat during that really precarious time. The first print run was pretty small. No one knew what was coming.
And then, 1997, it's published. Philosopher's Stone. Harry Potter arrives.
And the world changes. Well, the publishing world, certainly.
It introduced Harry, Hogwarts, this whole captivating world. And the themes, they resonated so deeply.
Yeah, beyond just a kid's story. Death, good versus evil, choices. It tapped into something universal. Coming of age, school stories, fairy tales, even hints of Christian allegory.
It appealed to everyone. And then America noticed. Big time.
That was huge. Scholastic buying the U.S. rights for what was then a surprisingly large amount.
And the title change, of course, Sorcerer's Stone.
Yep. A decision that's still debated sometimes, but commercially, it worked. The books just exploded.
Dominating the New York Times bestseller list, so
Yeah.
much so they had to create a separate children's list.
Right. The first 3 books were just camped out there. It was clear this wasn't just a book. It was becoming a phenomenon.
A true literary phenomenon. The later books just broke record after record.
The sales figures are mind-boggling. Over 600 million copies sold worldwide.
Translated into, what is it now?
84 languages. It's astonishing reach.
And it didn't stop with the books, did it? The Potter universe just kept expanding.
Oh, definitely. It became this massive global media franchise. The films were obviously enormous.
And she kept some creative control there, script approval and things.
She did, which was smart. And then video games, theme parks. You can literally step into the world now.
It's woven into the cultural fabric. But she didn't just stick with Harry, did she?
No, she started writing crime fiction, quite successfully, under the name Robert Galbraith.
A bit of a surprise reveal, that one.
It was. And her first novel, aimed squarely at adults, The Casual Vacancy, came out in 2012, showing a different side to her writing.
So who inspired her? Where did all this creativity draw from?
Well, she's named Jessica Mitford as a huge influence.
Yeah.
Admired her adventurous, kind of rebellious life. And her childhood reading, of course. C.S. Lewis, Elizabeth Gouge, E. Nesbit. Standard classics for many kids.
And Jane Austen.
Her favorite author, she said, which you can maybe see in the social observation, even in Hogwarts sometimes. Plus Homer, Chaucer, Shakespeare, Tolkien, Le Guin, Diana Wynne Jones. Quite a mix.
A real melting pot. And her style, that blend of the magical and the mundane.
It's key, isn't it? Grounding the extraordinary in everyday details, talking paintings, biting books, but all within a world that feels somehow solid.
And the big themes running through Potter, we mentioned death.
Death is central, but also the complexity of good and evil, the idea that choices, not birth, define you, and redemption. Always the possibility of redemption.
Really powerful stuff. Now, commercially, obviously, stratospheric success. But critically, was it always universally loved?
It's been more mixed critically. While readers adored it, some critics found the prose perhaps a bit conventional.
Okay.
And her later works, outside of Potter, have also had varied reviews. It shows that huge popularity and critical consensus don't always go hand in hand.
Right. But beyond the writing, she's used her platform and her wealth for other things.
Yeah.
Philanthropy is a big part of her story now.
A very big part. She established the Volant Charitable Trust, co-founded Lumos.
Lumos focuses on ending the institutionalization of children, right?
Exactly. Her main focuses seem to be medical causes and supporting women and children at risk. She's given away hundreds of millions. It's significant.
Truly significant. And she's been recognized for all this, hasn't she? Awards, honors.
Yeah, absolutely. An OBE, member of the Companions of Honor, which is a very high distinction, a Hugo Award, British Book Award for Book of the Year.
And that Spanish one, the Prince of Asturias Award.
Yes, for Concord. Specifically citing her contribution to children's reading, promoting imagination, freedom, cooperation. It acknowledges the broader cultural impact.
It's quite a list. And, going back to that detail about her parents meeting on the train and thinking about her influences, like Jessica Mitford. Mitford ran away to the Spanish Civil War when she was just 19.
Right, that famous story.
There's that same thread, isn't there? Right. That spirit of, well, doing things your own way, adventure, maybe a bit of rebellion. It feels very connected to Rowling's own journey and definitely to Harry's.
That's a great point. Life and art reflecting each other again.
So if you're finding this exploration of J.K. Rowling's world as fascinating as we are, make sure you hit that subscribe button. Don't miss out on future deep dives here on Tell Me More.
Okay, so the original Harry Potter book series finished, but the Wizarding World, it definitely didn't disappear.
Not at all. Pottermore launched back in 2011, didn't it? Giving fans more background, more lore.
Exactly. A way to keep that world alive and expanding online. And then came the stage play.
Right. Harry Potter and the Cursed Child. Huge hit in London Broadway.
Premiered in 2016. And they published the script as a book, too, which also flew off the shelves. Showed the hunger was still there.
And now there's talk of a big TV series.
Yeah, that's the next major project. Planned for HBO Max, now just Max. Spanning 10 years a season per book, supposedly.
With Rowling involved as an executive producer.
That's the plan. Slated for release around 2026, I believe. It's a huge undertaking.
Definitely one to watch. And she's written other things for children, too. Beyond Potter.
Yes. The Ichabog, which she released online for free during the pandemic lockdown, remember?
Oh, that's right. And the print profits went to COVID relief.
A really nice gesture. And also The Christmas Pig, so she's still very much writing for younger audiences.
It seems like storytelling is just fundamental to who she is. Now, we do need to touch on something else that's become a major part of her public story in recent years.
Yes, her views on transgender people.
It's generated a lot of discussion and controversy.
It really has. Since about 2017, she's been quite vocal about her views, often described as gender critical. This has sparked intense debate.
Yeah, strong reactions both supporting her and condemning her views from the public, from people involved in the Potter franchise. It's complex.
Very complex. She disputes being labeled transphobic, but her statements have certainly led to widespread criticism and ongoing debate about gender identity, rights, and speech. We're just noting here that this is a significant part of the public conversation around her.
Understood. And she's voiced opinions on other political matters too, hasn't she?
She has. She's donated to the Labour Party in the UK in the past, but has also been critical at times. She was against Scottish independence.
And against Brexit too.
Right. So she engages in those broader political conversations.
And her relationship with the press has sometimes been quite tense.
It has. She's had, let's say, a complex relationship with parts of the media. She's taken legal action quite a few times over privacy concerns or reporting she felt was inaccurate.
So bringing it all together, this incredible journey, ups, downs, magic, controversy, what's the big picture?
Well, what does it all mean? I think J.K. Rowling's life is, in itself, an extraordinary story. It's a real testament to the power of imagination, isn't it? And sheer perseverance through some really tough times. And how one idea, born on a train, can genuinely change the world, or at least how hundreds of millions experience stories.
From that spark to a global phenomenon, it's as captivating as anything she wrote.
Absolutely. And her story is complex, multi-layered, magical in a way.
Yeah, it really is. And look, this deep dive, it's really just scratching the surface, isn't it?
Oh, completely. There's so much more you could explore. Her influences in more detail, the deeper themes in the books, the ongoing debates about her legacy.
We really hope this prompts you, the listener, to maybe dig into whatever part of this story resonated most with you.
So maybe a final thought to leave you with. What stands out most to you from her journey? What questions does it raise?
Yeah, maybe think about that resilience needed to create something so vast during personal hardship.
And also, perhaps, the responsibility that comes with that kind of incredible global influence.
Lots to think about. Thank you so much for joining us on Tell Me More. Until our next story unfolds.